Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Right, Meghans' latest little video that she's uploaded on Instagram. Now, I've watched this video quite a few times. I do, like the beach parody that I did of her. I must have watched that video about 40 odd times to, oh, sorry. That's a bit glary for you, isn't it? Oh, that's even worse, sorry. Yeah, I watched her about 40 odd times to really try and capture the essence of her. And yes, everybody, the wig survived the parody last night. See, it's there. Managed to shake all the flour out of it. And I mean, she is a public figure and she puts herself out there, and I part of me finds her hilarious. She's just so funny. She's the one who gives me the ideas. I mean, that beach thing, that was awesome. So anyway, I watched this little video that she's done, and I've got to say, it's a completely different style to her usual. She's so anally retentive, isn't she? She's such a control freak normally. And to see her with a phone, I'll come to all the criticisms in a minute, with what appears to me no makeup, no effort, like, I don't care, I'm so authentic, as opposed to her usual rigid Richter's grin, perfect makeup, her hair, well, she likes her hair all over the place. That it didn't have that anally retentive feel to it. And honestly, if I'd never heard of her before and I had no idea who she was and someone had just WhatsApped me a link to that video, I'd probably watch the video and think, nah, that's just someone normal, I don't see anything particularly good or particularly bad there. So it's very interesting that she's got this new style. I like to think I've inspired her, because the Duchess of North Sussex said to me, she looks like she's hungover and she's just rolled out of bed. What a mess. And I said, she's copying me. That's what I do. So now either she's got new advisors who she does actually listen to, and I seriously doubt that, or she's herself is like now morphing into something else. This is a new approach. And I've got to say, there are aspects of it that I quite like. Let's put aside the fact that she is blatantly blowing sunshine up her own arse. Look at me, I'm kind and thoughtful I am, and compassionate, which we all know she isn't on the whole. Because she has shown no compassion to members of the royal family in the past. She has shown no compassion to her family. She has shown very little compassion to members of staff, as everybody has seen and heard. She's shown next to no compassion to YouTubers and never embraced the spirit of, I'll laugh at myself. So I've had to really think about this video because it's so different and it's such a different approach. Now, I've made some notes. The reason I think, she probably has staged this. The no makeup, interestingly enough, if you watch the video, she's kind of got that thing I've got going on my nose, imperfections of the skin. And I did that video where I coloured my face in. I explained to you all about the mask of pregnancy, which I don't believe she's ever had the mask of pregnancy, but she's allowed all these imperfections to show. Her hair, a bit of a mess. She's rushing around the house, and I'm so busy. I'm answering my own door to Amazon, and because the stuff for the Billie Eilish thing, you can just get that off Amazon. Probably comes signed if you pay a bit extra. I don't know. So she's giving the impression of, I'm so busy. I'm just a hardworking mom. I'm so compassionate, to give this sort of level of authenticity, which obviously it doesn't, because after all the years of watching her, she shows what she's attempting to show is being humble. I don't know Billie Eilish. I have no idea how to get hold of her. And it's this insincere humility. Whereas before, let's cast our minds back, shall we? And I was going to wear the wig for this and slip in a bit of a parody, but honestly, guys, it's actually quite exhausting, parodies, having to put the old wig on and stuff. On her own Netflix show, she said of Beyonce, I still can't believe she knows who I am. And this is the bit that really gets me. I mean, talk about blowing some. I don't believe Beyonce sent her this text message for a start. I bet A-listers out there live in dread of her dropping their name, where they're like, oh, I never sent her anything. Billie Eilish, I never sent her anything. I don't know anything about this. Beyonce, I didn't text her. Then, of course, I'll just remind you of what she said. She said she wants me to feel safe and protected. She admires my bravery and vulnerability and thinks I was selected to break generational curses that need to be healed. I mean, oh God, Meghan. So she's gone from that to now, oh, Billie Eilish doesn't know who I am. You know, oh, I don't know anything about this. A lunchbox, is that a thing? This is how old I am. Oh, just little old me. So it's quite a leap, isn't it? This is a completely new style. And I've got to say, she's got 1.6 million followers, probably a lot of people who don't like her, but she will, if she continues to do these type of videos on Instagram, she will naturally make a bond with some parts of her audience, and she will build her own genuine fan base. And there'll be people out there who don't research anything about her in the past. They'll just take her on face value. And this is another new reinvention, more than rebranding. This is literally reinventing herself. And for me, it reaffirms even more that she has very little places left to go, very few options. Hollywood's out of the question. Netflix is going to come to an end. Trust me, it's going to come to an end. Her and Harry, it was over before it started. No more billionaires lined up. Nobody wants to know. She cannot return to the royal family. They don't want to know. I'd be very surprised if her own father would want to know. But the girl's got to earn a living. Come on, be reasonable, guys. She can't just like curl up and die in the gutter. And I wouldn't want her to, and I know a lot of you guys wouldn't want to, because aside from the fact she's a very dislikable character, she is a human being. Whether she has treated other people like shit doesn't necessarily mean that we have to treat her like shit. So she has got to, you know, the girl's got to go out there and she's got to earn a living. And she's got a fairly substantial followership at the moment. And I believe if she were to continue with this sort of style of vlogging, sort of on the fly, there were a lot of edits in that video. She'd gone through that a lot of times. It wasn't like I do my videos, no edit. You can see it's just start to finish. If the doorbell rings or one of my family walks through or the cat's meowing to go out, you see it all. None of it's edited out. Whereas this video of hers was heavily edited, if you watch it carefully. She's also, interestingly enough, the way she's spinning around, she's doing that on purpose so you see various things in the background. And I dare say those things might end up on her merching, whatever she's going to do with her American Riviera orchard thing, or she's going to try and market stuff. The essence of what she's saying gives the impression that she's shown an interest in someone else, a 15-year-old girl, and she's taken such an interest that then she wants to take it further, reach out to Billie Eilish, try and get this girl a new t-shirt. She's received this merchandise. So she's realised now that people don't like when it's all about her. So she's actually trying to make the video about someone else, but in the same breath, oh, I do so much work for charity, but I don't want anybody to know. That's why I thought I'd come on here on Instagram and tell 1.6 million people, plus the wider audience, because of course she knows the press are going to print anything that goes on that Instagram feed. The press will report on. She's instantly linked her name. She's actually given herself a shout out by linking her name with Billie Eilish. And Adam Levine, I don't know who he is. I really don't. Perhaps she's been sitting back and watching YouTubers and thinking, well, you know, that's imperfection is what people want to see because life is not perfect. Perhaps she's trying to lose some of her anally retentive behaviour. Perhaps she's on new medication. I don't know. I really don't know. I still want her cooking show to come out. But I mean, normally when she releases something, my first instinct is laughter. I often don't know why. I have to watch it a few more times and analyse it and think, what exactly is it about her that's so funny? But this one didn't make me laugh. she drew me in. I actually felt like, oh wow, she's normal. It's very clever, actually. Now, if she's done that by herself, credit where credit is due. If she's done that because she's got a new advisor and she's decided to actually take people's advice, well, even more kudos is accredited. But it will still come across as insincere, because if you're going to do a nice gesture like that behind the scenes, then don't tell the world about it. You know, don't go on Instagram and go, oh, I did all of this. But she's been more subtle in her approach here, because she's woven it into a story. She's telling a story about having to remind us all how they all went down to go and look at these poor people's homes that are burnt down. But then she's telling a story and building a narrative of how she helped. I mean, one aspect of it comes across as actually quite desperate. This is an act of desperation. And put yourself in her shoes just for a moment. She's got a cooking show coming out that's had a trailer with hundreds of thousands of dislikes and thousands and thousands and thousands of comments of varying nature, of varying criticisms of her. That is an awful lot of heat for one person to take. So she must have at some point, I mean, she gives me the impression that she's just kind of thought, fuck it, just fuck it. I'm going to stop pretending to be something that I'm not. This is me, Megan. My hair's a mess. I don't have perfect skin. I am aging. And you see my Spanish beans and my expensive vases and all the other little things. You know, she's getting there. And perhaps she will become more and more authentic. I seriously doubt it. I mean, for the cooking show, it's too late. Even if they reshoot a load of that. I just can't wait for it to come out because, well, I think you'll enjoy the parody. That's if the cooking show is ever released, because I've got a feeling it might never see the light of day. I don't believe that her and Harry are together. I don't believe they have any money. I think they are really painted themselves into a serious corner here. And it's just interesting. To me, it comes across as this is now her survival instinct. You know, shit, my back's up against the wall. I've got to earn a living. And she will need some sort of security. Above anybody in the world, I would imagine this woman needs security because she's pissed off just about everybody. But it is a far cry from the Beyonce claim. I mean, the Beyonce claim, she might as well have gone on and said, oh yes, God emailed me too. And he said he made the planet Earth for me so I could star in it. You know, that's how she was talking before. Maybe she's figured it out. Maybe not. I'm watching with interest, definitely. I do believe that a divorce announcement, separation, will become forthcoming fairly soon. And then it will be very interesting to see what she goes on to do, because even she must have realised by now she has royally fucked it all up. So I guess just going on camera and producing what comes across as really quite a nice video. No makeup, you know, less of the pretentious up my own arse bitch princess act. It could work. It could work. Oh no, I can hear you typing now. No. But one thing I think we can all agree on is not only is Meghan a human being, no one here actually hates her. No one is racist. No one wishes harm, death or ill or anything on her. I think what most people would like her to do is shut up and go away. Obviously not me. I want to see the cooking show. But if she's going to earn a living and she feels that on social media, even though she spent the last 5 years criticising social media and the evils of social media, etc., and trying to shut us the hell up, she's finally thought, I got to earn a living and I'll do it on Instagram. And I suppose she will build an audience that's interested in her. And the rest of us will just move away from it and talk about something else eventually. Or perhaps she will become more interesting. Or perhaps she might get drunk like I do and go live on Instagram going, you bastards, I hate all of you, but wouldn't that be awesome? So I'm full of encouragement, and she's not calling herself the Duchess of Sausages over there. It's just at Meghan, you know, just call me Meghan. So those are my thoughts and opinions on her video. I mean, I don't just slag her off for the sake of slagging her off. And I really thought it was quite a nice video. It wasn't offensive. And there wasn't really anything in it that I could parody. because she's toned herself down. She stopped blowing sunshine up her own arse. Anyway, as always, I look forward to reading your thoughts and opinions on the subject and your your criticisms of her video and how you thought she came across. I mean, if she succeeds at this, she may end up with another genre, another audience who she will ultimately be able to fool into believing that none of the bad shit ever happened. This is the new Meghan. Forget all that. Forget Oprah. Forget all that shit. Well, I for one won't. I won't forget Christopher Bloody Boozy. Oh no, I'll never forget that bastard. And Omid Scobie and a lot of other things that she was involved in. Anyway, as always, thank you very much for listening.